Right now, the sun is shining. That light you see left the sun's surface about 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago, racing toward us at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second. But what if right now, the sun just vanished? Not exploded, not dimmed, just gone. Instantly, you're probably thinking darkness, cold, and the end of everything, and you'd be right. But the way it all unfolds is far stranger than you can imagine. It starts with a truth that's hard to believe. For the first 8 minutes and 20 seconds, absolutely nothing would change. The sun could disappear this very second, and you wouldn't know. Nobody would. Earth would continue orbiting, birds would keep flying, you'd keep scrolling. For a little over 8 minutes, we'd all be living a lie, seeing a star that no longer exists, feeling warmth from a ghost. Then the clock runs out. At 8 minutes and 20 seconds after the sun disappears, its last ray of light reaches Earth. And then darkness. Not a gradual sunset, but instant, total blackness, like someone flipped a giant switch off. One moment it's daylight, the next pure, empty black. The stars would pop out, but the sun would simply not be there. Panic would begin immediately. But darkness isn't even the biggest problem. Here's the part most people don't think about. Gravity also travels at the speed of light. Sun's immense gravity is what holds Earth in its orbit. We aren't just floating, we're constantly falling toward the sun, but our sideways motion keeps us in a perfect loop. The moment the sun vanishes, its gravity vanishes too. And exactly 8 minutes and 20 seconds later, that gravitational signal reaches Earth. At that exact moment, Earth stops orbiting. We wouldn't spiral inward or get pulled somewhere else. We'd simply fly off in a straight line. Whatever direction Earth was moving at that instant becomes our new permanent path. We'd shoot out into space like a stone released from a slingshot. Destination: nowhere. The moon would stay with us, bound by Earth's gravity, not the sun's, but everything else would change. We would become a rogue planet, drifting through the galaxy with no star, no destination, and no hope of return. And that's just the first hour. Now, let's talk about the cold. The sun's surface is over 5,000 degrees Celsius, pouring unimaginable energy into space. Earth catches a tiny fraction of that, and without it, we freeze. But not instantly. Earth has thermal mass. Our oceans hold a tremendous amount of heat, and the atmosphere traps warmth. We wouldn't flash freeze the moment darkness hits. Here's the timeline. In the first week, the global average temperature would drop to 0 degrees Celsius, the freezing point of water. Cities with power might survive on heating for a while, but widespread panic would have already collapsed supply chains. Fuel would run out and electricity grids would fail. Plants would be the first to go. Without sunlight, photosynthesis stops immediately. Within days, all plant life on the surface would be dead or dying. 1 month later, the temperature would plummet to minus 40 degrees. The oceans would begin to freeze, starting with the surface, which would form a thick shell of ice. Humanity would be forced to retreat underground. Our geothermal heat would become our only source of warmth. People would flock to deep mines, volcanic regions, and anywhere Earth itself provides heat. Some would survive, most would not. After 1 year, the surface temperature would reach minus 100 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere itself would begin to change. While nitrogen and oxygen would remain gases, carbon dioxide would start to freeze, falling from the sky as snowflakes of dry ice. The air would get thinner. The surface would now be completely dead. No animal could survive above ground. From space, Earth would look like a frozen, silent tomb. But beneath the ice, something incredible would happen. The oceans wouldn't freeze solid. Even as the surface hits minus 150 degrees, the deep oceans would remain liquid. The thick ice on top would act as a powerful insulator, while pressure and Earth's internal heat from its core would keep the water below from freezing. And at the very bottom of those dark, cold oceans near hydrothermal vents, life would continue. Bacteria, tube worms, and strange creatures that never needed sunlight in the first place would carry on. They feed on chemicals spewing from Earth's core and have existed for billions of years without ever caring if the sun was there or not. When everything else dies, they survive. 10 years on, the surface temperature would stabilize around minus 150 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere would be partially frozen, and much thinner, but still present. Earth would be a dark, frozen sphere hurtling through the vast emptiness of space. No lights would be visible from orbit, no movement, no signs of surface life. Underground, small pockets of humanity might still be clinging on. Nuclear reactors could provide power, geothermal energy could provide heat, and hydroponic farms could grow food using artificial light. But this wouldn't be survival. It would be a slow, drawn-out extinction. Resources would dwindle, equipment would fail, and eventually, hope would fade. 100 years after the sun disappeared, the last humans would likely be gone. Deep ocean life would continue. Earth's core would still burn. But on the surface and underground, all complex life would have ended. Earth would just drift. Cold, dark, silent. 1,000,000 years later, Earth would be unimaginably far from where our solar system used to be. We would have traveled through deep interstellar space, perhaps passing other stars, maybe even drifting through other solar systems. But without a star's gravity to capture us, we would just keep moving. A frozen museum, carrying the evidence that life once existed, drifting forever through the void. But here's a strange sliver of hope. It's possible that Earth could be captured. If we were to drift close enough to another star, its gravity could pull us into a new orbit. We'd have a new sun. The ice would melt. The oceans would thaw. The atmosphere would recover. And those deep ocean bacteria, they'd still be alive. Life could restart. Not human life. Not complex life at first, but life itself. Evolution could begin all over again. Given billions of years, intelligence might even re-emerge. A second chance, born from an unimaginable catastrophe, but the odds of this are astronomically low. Space is mostly empty. The nearest star is over 4 light-years away. The chances of randomly drifting close enough to be captured are almost zero. More likely, Earth would drift forever. A frozen time capsule carrying the silent story of what we built, what we dreamed, and what we lost, and no one would ever know. So what does this cosmic thought experiment teach us? The sun isn't just a light in our sky, it's our anchor in the cosmos. It dictates our orbit, provides our warmth, and is the fundamental reason we exist in this specific corner of the universe. Without it, we don't just die. We disappear into the cold silence of forever. Right now, the sun is still there. 8 minutes and 20 seconds away, its light is racing toward you. Take a moment to appreciate that simple, profound fact. Because everything we are, everything we have, and everything we will ever be depends on it. Thanks for watching.